So welcome to today's installment of 10 minute, no, this isn't 10-minute histories, this is in today's news. Welcome to today's installment of, in today's news. So let's see what's happening. So dozens of Russians are believed killed in US-backed Syria attack. So let's see what happens there. What happened there, rather. So Moscow, 4 Russian nationals and perhaps dozens more were killed in fighting between pro-government forces in eastern Syria and members of the United States-led coalition fighting the Islamic State, according to Russian and Syrian officials. A Syrian military officer said that about 100 Syrian soldiers had been killed in fighting on February 7th and 8th, but news about Russian casualties has dribbled out only slowly. So, fighting is terrible. How value investors could prepare for a stock market crash. Amazon has $9.99 LED bulbs that can be controlled by Alexa and Google Assistant. So that's pretty cool, like LED light bulbs that can be controlled by Alexa and Google Assistant. I don't know what Alexa is, but Google Assistant I've heard of before. I don't really know what it is though. So Mike Shula reportedly hired as Giants OC by Pat Shurmur. Goldie Hawn says her sexual harassment experience will top all of them. So that's always in the news these days. Danielle Harrington covers Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Meghan Markle just wore her bag in a way that no other royal has ever tried before. Not a lot of interesting stuff, obviously, in the news today. Let's see here. The United States is under attack. Intelligence Chief Dan Coats says Putin targeting 2018 elections. Let's read up. So, Washington, Russia and other adversaries will continue to engage in cyber warfare to degrade our democracy's values and weaken our alliances, a nation's top intelligence officials said Tuesday. Frankly, the United States is under attack, Director of National Intelligence Dan Coats told the Senate Intelligence Committee, adding that every facet of society is being targeted by cyber intrusions. Yeah, I can agree with that. Like, cyber intrusions are, I guess you do get, that's pretty common. Like, even, yeah, I have a friend who hacks, and like, usually on Fridays after work when most people will have like a beer, they would like hack people's cell phones, like tablets, computers, or whatever, and you know, it's pretty scary. It's like a wild west really. So let's just continue. EU new defense union must not undermine NATO. Oh, sorry, it's so short in these titles, it's difficult to read in a sensible manner, but EU's new defense union must not undermine NATO, warns Stoltenberg. Kansas professor was on plane being deported when judge granted temporary stay. Trump warns of last chance to pass immigration deal. Parents want custody to stop transgender teen having hormone treatment. I think that's probably something worth reading on. So, an Ohio court will decide the fate of a transgender teen who is in what the judge describes as a gut-wrenching situation. The 17-year-old identifies as a boy. Neither he nor his family can be named according to court instructions. The teen's parents want court authorities to stop their child from getting the treatment and therapy that was recommended by his medical team in what is characterized as a possible life-or-death situation. Medical experts testify that the father's ongoing refusal to call the child by his chosen name and the parents' rejection of the teen's gender identity have triggered suicidal feelings. Jeez. That's first world issues again, I guess. Trump to discuss potential metal tariffs. I'm just going to skip to something I screenshotted earlier that I actually wanted to read for myself, because it seems that might have been a bit more interesting. So let's see here. California woman 19 fatally stabbed, left for dead, ID suspects on deathbed. So that sounds bad. The 19-year-old woman who was stabbed multiple times and left for dead on a rural road in a town outside San Francisco has been credited for fighting like a soldier and identifying 2 suspects in her killing. Reports of her condition when first discovered early Monday morning are chilling. Four men were carpooling to their jobs at UPS. Four men who were carpooling to their jobs at UPS found a bloody woman lying in the middle of a rural road in Livermore, sorry. That's my football. Livermore at about, okay, I'm just gonna, I screenshotted this so it's difficult to read. Four men who were carpooling to their jobs at UPS found a bloody woman lying in the middle of a rural road in Livermore at about 2 a.m. The men said there was so much blood they could not determine her hair color. A 911 caller reported that the woman was missing an arm. She was not. The woman was dumped off the road and crawled about 100 yards to the roadside, Fox 40 reported. Authorities determined the distance by following a trail of blood. You could tell it was so bad to where you just had to give her comfort. Richard Lodeholt, one of the men who found her, told Fox 40 anything else was going to be painful. Lodeholt said the men confronted her while another driver called 911. The woman was airlifted to Eden Hospital where she died about 2 hours later. Shit, that's bad. Terrible. She managed to give police a compelling account of who killed her before dying, and authorities arrested a man and a woman, both 19, in Modesto, the San Francisco Chronicle reported. So it seems like people the same age, so it was probably someone she knew. It's damn scary. I've been around a long time, and I can only think of 2 or 3 times that I'm aware in our agency that we've been able to get a dying declaration like that, said Ray Kelly of the Alameda County Sheriff's Office. A dying declaration is a very compelling piece of evidence that's recognized in the court to be very credible and reliable information. So that's good to know. A fun fact. So a dying declaration is a compelling piece of evidence. A motive for the killing is under investigation. Authorities did not identify the suspects and plan on a press conference later Tuesday. The victim really tried to survive. Yeah, I think we'll end that there today. Cool. So that was in today's news. A bit depressing, I guess, today, but yeah. Just good to know what's going on in the world. Got a lot of space where I can't update my apps.